Now I'm going to tell you the last story, and this is a very, very crazy story. And this is another one which was absolutely insane. Never thought I'd ever see anything like this, and I have. So this chap comes in, and one of the girls is there, and she says, we're going to call him Agent X. She said, Agent X is here. I'm like, what the hell's Agent X? Oh, this is a guy, he likes something special. He's into a bit of bondage. We have to go to the upstairs room. There's like, the upstairs room was like a bigger room, and it was a little bit more to hire it out. It was one of those things, if you wanted to have a party there with your mates, you can get like 2 or 3 girls up there. It's like a penthouse. They've got a hot tub, and I think it was like £100 for the hour up there, something like that. Anyway, but it wasn't too expensive. Trust me, it still wasn't too expensive. So no, this guy's gonna go up there. He has to, Agent X is here. So 2 or 3 of the girls knew this Agent X guy, and the girl who services Agent X on a regular. Well, it wasn't that regular because I'd only seen him once in 6 months, so I don't know how regularly he comes in. Oh, he's here again, and you need to stand inside the room. And I'm like, whoa. I mean, I've been in the doorway. The door's been open, that's fine, but you need to be in the room for this. And I'm like, what exactly do you want me to do inside the room? Like, what's gonna happen? Are you gonna is he gonna be like naked on the bed and you're gonna be whipping him? She was like, no, you'll see. I was like, listen, don't be doing the you'll see. But look, the truth is, they had a lot of respect for me, these girls. It's not like they didn't have respect for me. They didn't take the piss. They were very polite with me. They weren't there to cause any trouble, so they never deliberately caused trouble with the punters because they know it'd be on my head to clean up the mess, and they didn't. I wouldn't like that, and they wouldn't like that. So like normally, I mentioned in the other video, when you go out clubbing and it's always the girls that are really bad, and they're always the ones causing the arguments and the fights, and you've got to stand there and clean up the mess after the girls are just fucked everything up. But these girls were very polite. They were very good. I can't say ever I had any issue with any one of the prostitutes, whatever you want to call them, whores, whatever. Never had any issue with them. Very, very lovely lasses. When you speak to them, polite as hell. Why they were doing it, who am I to judge, bro? I'm no one to judge. I'm going to get to that later. Anyway, Agent X has come in. Agent X come in. He is literally, I'll tell you why I call him Agent X. He had a briefcase on him. He had a briefcase. He had a bag in his hand. And he knows who's coming. And he knew I was coming as well because the guy before me was obviously in the same position. So I'm thinking, what is going on here? So we've gone upstairs, and the girl said to me, we just have to wait outside. So I'm like, what is going on? This is very, very strange. Okay, no problem. So me and the girl are stood outside. This Agent X is inside the room in the penthouse, whatever you want to call it. The VIP, that's what it was called, the VIP, not a penthouse. The VIP, he was in the VIP upstairs. She goes, he's going to get changed. We'll just give him 5 minutes. And then when I come inside, just stand in the corner and just make sure that nothing goes AWOL. And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, no, you'll be all right. And this girl was actually English, so she could speak perfect English. It wasn't a Slovakian. She spoke English, and I'm like, look, what is going on here? She went, you'll see. It's just a very easy thing. Nothing's going to happen. I've done it loads of times. He's been loads before. All right, cool, no worries. I said, is it going to get messy? She goes, no, it will not get messy. I promise you that. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. Went upstairs, stood in the room. Now, when the guys knocked to say, yeah, you can come inside, I've walked in. It's a bit dark, obviously, and I've gone in the corner of the room. Now, this guy is in what I would class as a gimp outfit. Is that what you call it when it's fully latex and it's got like the zipper thing for the mouth, and you can just see holes for the eyes? Very scary, because when you see somebody like that, bear in mind I just seen this geek walk in, and he literally was a geek. Sorry, I didn't describe the guy. He came in, curtain hairstyle, glasses, looked like if you've played Metal Gear Solid, Octagon from Metal Gear Solid, the little nerdy geeky guy. He just reminded me of him with the briefcase and his rucksack. That's what he reminded me of. Just looked like he just finished work, but it was late at night. It was like 10 a.m. 10 p.m. So he must have drove from God knows where. He's in here now. He's in a gimp outfit right in front of me. Very, very scary. I'm not gonna lie. Very strange thing. Lights are a bit dimmed. And he just sits down. He's sat down now, and I'm stood up in the corner, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? This is a bit strange for me. So the girl gets cling film. Gets a whole roll of cling film. He had like 3 or 4 rolls of cling film. Cling film's about half a meter, maybe 30 centimeters in length, and proceeds to wrap his leg around the chair, wrap his thigh together, wrap his belly, and his hands are down by the side now like this. She begins to walk around him. I'm thinking, this is really strange. Like, what on earth is going to happen? You're like, is she going to slap him? Is something going to happen? Who knows what's going to go on? Proceeds to wrap him. Now, this is where it gets a little bit scary. So what happened here now is he's just moaning inside, but not a lot. To be honest with you, he was pretty stoic. This dude was pretty stoic because, she could have killed him, really. And he's just chilling. Bear in mind, I'm like, he has his back to me, so I'm like over there. If you want to get the room dynamics, I'm over there in that corner. The door's over there. He's sat here facing this way. Now, well, kind of, he was facing like that way, but it is what it is. Because I could see exactly what was going on. I could see his face. Well, it was in a mask. She's unzipped him now. So now he's breathing. He's breathing now, yeah? He's in this gimp mask. And then this was where it got really, really scary. She gets to his neck, and she's got the cling film now. And she just went like this. Really, she was expert at this. She just went, wrapped his head very quick like this. Boom, 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 boom. Wrapped his head like 5 or 6 times. Now you can imagine the guy suffocate. I'm like, what the hell? Is she going to kill him? What's going on here? Wraps him. Cling film falls to the floor. So it's still on the roll. It's falling on the floor. He's sat there like this now. I'm thinking, I can't see his eyes because he's got cling film all over him. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what is that. What am I supposed to do here? She's just stood in front of him and she looks over at me and she's like, it's okay. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So about 15, 20 seconds passes. Well, you know what? It probably was a bit longer than 15, 20 seconds, but it felt like 15, 20 seconds because it was just so much in the heat of the moment. Like, what the hell is going on here? And she got her nail, got a finger with a big fake nail on it. And the guy's mouth was obviously open. I didn't realize this. His mouth must have been open through that gimp mask. And she just went like this. Pop. She popped a hole right in his gimp mask, in the mouth, and he went, I could hear him breathe heavily. I thought, thank fuck he's not dead. So I'm sat there now thinking, what the fuck have I just witnessed? What is this going on here? The girl then has some scissors to the side. She got the scissors, cut the side down. So literally just cut it to the side so the cling film kind of came off his upper arm. And then he was trying to use his hands to get the cling film off the bottom. He nodded at her and said thank you, could hear it. Bear in mind, he's still got cling film all over his eyes, all over his nose. Only his mouth he's able to breathe. And he's like, thank you, like that. And exactly, that's a God, his nose, exactly what he sounded like. And she stood up and said, okay, let's go. I'm like, what the hell? So she walks out, I walk out, and I went, what the hell is going on now? She went, oh, he's just going to finish himself off. He'll clean up. He's a very good customer, and then he'll be on his way. I was like, what the fuck? So that is what the guy was into. How did he know that that's what he liked? It's amazing. It's unbelievable that I don't know who he was dating before that. I don't know what kind of fantasy he was trying to relive. I don't know where he was going with this. I have no idea. It was one of the strangest, most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. And I only used to tell this to a select few friends, but now it's all over the internet. The story is out there. So if you are out there, Mr. Agent X, Mr. Weirdo, Mr. Creep, keep doing your thing. I hope you're not dead though, bro, because that was a very dangerous thing that I saw. And I knew, to be honest with you, for me personally, I was sat there and observing and thinking, what is this going on? And I knew at the time, obviously, she took me in the room, that if anything happened, then I was supposed to resuscitate this guy, revive this guy, wake this guy up, make sure, if anything, there was any malfunction, I was supposed to help him. I don't know what the hell I was there for. But anyway, I was ready, bro, because the second she started wrapping his head, I was like, and I knew she took the scissors with her, but I just thought she took the scissors to cut the cling film, because that's what I thought. But you can tear you can tear cling film anyway. But the scissors was there. He bought the scissors as well. He bought everything. So it was all the tools were there and the scissors were set there, you know, ready to go. And I didn't have a clue what was going to happen. I know they wasn't going to get messy. I knew that. She reassured me that nothing was going to happen. It's a very, very easy gig. Very strange gig. You know, it was a very, very strange gig. One of the most bizarre things I've ever seen working in the brothel. I don't know if you guys have seen anything more crazy than that. But I will tell you another thing. There was a show in Sheffield called was it a very Yorkshire brothel or very English brothel? I don't know what it was called, but it was set in Sheffield and it was about girls who worked in a brothel. And there was all sorts of weird stuff in there. And I remember just seeing one episode when a guy bought in tins of custard, canned custard, and he wanted to get in the bathtub and he wanted to bathe in custard with this girl. And that is all. I don't even think it was anything sexual. They just wanted to be bathed in custard. There were so many crazy fantasies people have out there. It's absolutely nuts. The world is lost its marbles. I think people just need to start. First of all, stop watching porn, bro. That's going to pollute your mind. You need to stop watching porn. And if you do watch it, at least just watch the vanilla stuff, guy and girl stuff. Don't start watching gangbangs and orgies and this and that, because that's going to pollute your mind. Because when you go out there in the real world and you think that this is what the standard is in porn, mate, those girls are coked off their head 24/7. Look, if you don't know about the porn industry, then I'd suggest you watch a few documentaries of ex-porn stars and see and learn and even go out and work in a brothel like I do. I have done to see exactly what happens in this crazy ass world. And, you know, just going back to the girls who used to work there, who am I to judge those girls? And I'll tell you something. So I can't remember where I saw this, but there was a girl. She was young. She was around about 18-year-old, and she went to prison to see her pimp boyfriend. Yes. And the news report was like, why do you come and see your boyfriend even though he's in prison? You don't have to see this guy, and this is the guy who abused you and he pimped you out to many people. She went, well, he saved me or rescued me when I was 6 years old. I was abused by my dad for 10 years. Now, who the hell are we to pass judgment on somebody like that? How can I even begin to understand what she's going through? Who am I to say, yeah, she's a slag, she's a whore? You can't do that kind of shit. When you see girls working in a brothel or working in, you know, a stripper club or strip club or something like that, and people are quick to point the finger and say, yeah, she's a slag, or yeah, she's this, yeah, she's that, she's going to be a bit, you know, whatever. We're quick to pass judgment. Yeah, we have no idea what these girls have been through. I wasn't molested at 6 years old. And if I was, how would I be now? Completely different. Like that kind of like, you know, is it PTSD? Yeah, post-traumatic stress disorder. I can't even imagine what must be going. How can you even live a normal life? You know, like I'm talking about the real rape victims. How do they even meet somebody again? How do they even go through another relationship or be able to be touched by another guy? It must kill them. It's a horrible situation to be through. Who are we to judge? So when I saw that show of this girl visiting this pimp, and this pimp was a bad motherfucker. This guy was a bad guy. And he somehow rescued her. He didn't rescue her, let's be honest. He just groomed her. That's what happened. It was just from one bad relationship with her dad to another one. But the dad is like, he's horrible, because I'm a father, you know, of a 6-year-old as well. Like, they know you're there to protect them. No matter what happens in life, she can always be like, this is the guy who's here for my protection. And when you abuse a child, that is one of the worst things you can do. You are no longer human in my eyes. There is no comeback from that. I don't care. I would have no hesitation in pulling the trigger. Zero hesitation. Zero. I've never done it before. But I would have zero. In that situation, I'd have zero hesitation. And if anybody is hesitant in that situation, then you need to check yourself, because it is not normal to be taking innocence away from a child. And some of these girls have been through this system. They have been, you know, trafficked and they have been abused at a very young age, for them to do that. I don't believe a normal girl would be like, oh, I'll tell you what, I want to go and sell my pussy for £15 for 15 minutes. No girl, no normal, sane girl thinks like that. No normal person thinks like that. It doesn't happen. I know they might want to be rich and they might want to make money. They ain't making that much money. They're not making millions. This isn't OnlyFans. This isn't, Twitch or YouTube, or where they can make millions by doing crazy shit. This isn't that. This is real life. This is real fucking life. And I've seen it with my own eyes. I must have met, at least in my time of working there for almost a year, at least 100 different damaged souls. Serious. That is the best way for me to put it. They were damaged souls. Not one person did not have a normal story. No a girl turned up to that brothel and said, hey, how are you doing? What are you up to? What's going on? I've had a really good life. Can't wait to get home to my loving partner and my dog and my family and my kids. No. These girls were going through it. I mean, who am I? Can I go out and save them? This is what they want to do. This is how they need to make ends meet. I'm the one to judge. I got on with my job. That's the best I could do. And I know people think, oh, you worked there, you must have done something. No, never did anything like that. I didn't want to be honest with you. When you see what happens to them on a regular, every single day, it's kind of off-putting. You go home and you don't even want to touch your own missus. You're like, give me a couple of hours. I need to reset and step into the well, that is the real world, but I need to step into my fantasy world of being, I can't even, I've lost the words that I even want to say. I say it's a fantasy world, but we literally do live in a sheltered world. If you've never been exposed to something like that, you literally have been sheltered all your life. And rightfully so, and you should be. Your parents have done a very good job in order for you to not ever go down that track. For me, obviously, it was easy for me because I was on the security side of it. For me, it was easy. I could have taken it, left it. It didn't damage me. It didn't mentally, cause me any trauma. It was just a job. And you can call me hard or whatever you want to say, or unemotional or whatever. But it was just a job for me. They were there. They wanted to do it. Who was I to judge them? I was there to keep them safe. I did my duty. They did their job. It is what it is at the end of the day. But the main point I'm trying to say is we cannot ever go about judging. We're quick to judge at times, people, females that do that kind of job. But if you can take anything away from this video, is don't be so quick to judge these girls. They have been through a lot and going through it as well. Now, I know there's a big case going on now with Andrew Tate and all this kind of shit and that kind of a seedy ass world, and it's come back to bite him in the ass and stuff. But, it's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I do believe and I do feel for these girls. Not the Tate ones, I think that's fake. But the girls that I worked with and the girls that are working there, still I could go there today and they will still be there. Some people will still be there. It goes on in every single city all over the world. I mean, I've just come back from Thailand not too long ago. It is rife out there. It's crazy out there. I'll tell you some stories about Thailand another time. This video has dragged on a bit. My apologies. And if you like content like this, then please comment down below and like the video.